morning.
And welcome to the Hacienda at the Canyon. We are delighted that you're here for this really informative presentation from the Tucson Homes team. And hopefully Sherri,
Right here.
She's here.
there you are, there you are. You snuck in, I didn't see you. And Sherri Gillette from Caring Transitions. So this group has been here, I think this is your fourth time or maybe more. Every 6 months or so, we get another batch of people who are ready to take the next step, sell their homes, right size, and move in. So wherever you are in that process, we're glad you're here. And you will definitely pick up some great information today from these experts in their fields. So, has anyone not been to the Hacienda of the Canyon before? Raise your hand. A couple of new folks. So I just want to tell you, this extra special welcome. We do have some information in the back by the refreshment table if you would like to take information home about the Hacienda. This session is not about the Hacienda, so you can contact us or talk to us afterwards. All right. Okay, I see someone looking for the door. Can one of the members help this gentleman find how to enter? Thank you very much. A few late stragglers coming in. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Sherri Brockema, Sherri B, as she is known in real estate circles, who will take it away and introduce the rest of the speakers this morning. Thank you, Sherri.
Thank you, Jen. Good morning, everybody, and we're so glad you're here. I want to introduce our team. We are all from Long Realty, plus one. We have a plus one. And we are all with a team. Our manager, Tom Ebenhacker, the leader of our team, worked for American Airlines and was a captain there. And he always had a cockpit. So now we have a team. And so I would like to introduce to you the Tucson Homes team. Starting with, I'm Sherri Brockema, or Sherri B. My business partner is Tom Ebenhack. And then we have Amy. And then we have Annette. And then we have Brittany. And we're all from the Tucson Homes team, and they all work and are part of Long Realty. And then I would like to introduce Sherri Gillette, who owns Caring Transitions. And her company will help you get rid of your treasures. And so she's going to be speaking. So thank you. We're all glad to be here. This is really important to get educated as to what's going on in our Tucson market. We read a lot about what's going on nationally, but we really need to know what's going on here in Tucson with our market. So I'm going to talk about the 5 steps to right sizing your home, the next step. So there's many things to do when you get ready. And the number 1 is to making a plan of what you want to do. What are your finances? Where is your family located? Where are your friends? Where's your church or synagogue? Where are your hobbies? What kind of location? Or do you want to be in Chicago? Or do you want to be with your kids someplace else? So there's so many things to plan. And these are some of the questions that people think about. Do I need assistance with health care or motion now? Or might I in a few years, like 5 years? Do I need, I need my glasses.
That's one of the questions. Do you need your glasses?
Yeah. Do I need transportation, or might I in the near future? Can I live independently? If so, for how long? Is my family going to be involved? If so, in what way are they going to be involved? Do I have friends or activities that I want to stay near? What type of activities do I want to be involved in, if any? Do they have them here? They don't have a golf course here, but there's a lot close by. If you want to find out what are some of the activities they have here, there's so many. And what is my monthly income? Will it change? What if you're a 2-son and suddenly you're a 1-son? How's that going to impact your life? And one of the biggest issues is health. And health, you always want to make a move while you're healthy. It's so much easier. Otherwise, your children are dragging you, kicking and screaming from your home. So it's much better to make, if you can, make a decision while you're healthy. So that's just, and then what Sherri Gillette will be talking about is what items will I want to keep or move. You know, what am I going to move that I love, that I especially love, and don't think I can move without it. Probably not your grand piano, but, so that's number one. Number two is communicating with your family and friends. We all want to keep our family and friends in the loop. And not that they have to give us their opinions or tell us what we should do. And you'll find if you've lived in your house for 20 or 30 years, your children may have grown up there, they are going to be oftentimes most reluctant to have you move. They're the ones going to have the biggest struggle with your move, because they have memories. They love your home. So that's something to be aware of. Number three is surround yourself with highly qualified people. The people that are going to help you move, and the contractors and the apartment people and the cleaners and the landscapers, they may be all different when you moved previously. People who deal with seniors and work with seniors they have a different level of caring and understanding, or they need to. And our team, all of us, have reputable people that we have tried personally. I always want to know how they deal with someone my age, a widow my age. How are they going to treat me? And so that's very important. But we have people we can recommend for you. And one of the other big ones, including planning, is getting rid of your stuff. And sometimes this is the biggest trepidation that people have, is how can I do it? What can I possibly do? And thankfully, Sherri Gillette from Caring Transitions is here to help make that move easier. It's just so much easier with her and our company, because they can put your cornflakes in your cupboard, they can plug in your toaster, you can plug in your computer and make sure it's working. So they have all kinds of things. And they can do that here or in Chicago if you want to move to Chicago, because they're nationwide. So it's fabulous. And step number 5 is adjusting to your new lifestyle. Sometimes we're so caught up and we're so excited and we can't wait to move, and there's so much going on, getting our home ready to sell and packing it up and moving. We forget to take care of ourselves. So sometimes when you move, just kind of take a deep breath and step back and make sure you're okay. If you need help, talk to the staff, get a counselor, take care of yourself. So that's it for me. So those are the 5 easy steps in right-sizing your home and getting ready to sell. Now, I would like to introduce Sherri Gillette, who is the owner. She and her husband own Caring Transitions. And she will refuse the mic, I can guarantee.
I am so loud. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's understanding.
Okay. I'll talk this
Speak
way.
English.
And it's hard because I use my hands, so I'm gonna be on woo.
It's not you, it's me, you're doing okay.
Okay, great, fantastic. So, she told you my name, I'm Sherri Gillette, and how many of you are feeling overwhelmed today? I am. By the whole thing, overwhelmed by all of us. Yeah, for sure, it's hard. And what'll happen is today you feel excited, you're like, I could live here, this is like the Ritz-Carlton, I could totally move here. Then you're gonna go home, and you're gonna walk in your house, you're gonna sit down in your favorite chair, and you're gonna say, holy cow, I don't even know where to start, right? Well, we are the people that get you through the holy cow part. So, we're one of your best first calls because we can start to help you organize, first of all, just your thoughts around it. It's very overwhelming. This is as hard sometimes as losing someone important in your life. Losing your home, making a decision to move from something you've lived in to now living somewhere smaller can be very overwhelming. So our job is to make it less overwhelming for you. So we come in, we'll sit down with you, we're in no hurry, absolutely no hurry at all. We're gonna just visit with you about what it is you want to do. In fact, my first question is always, tell me what's going on. And that's where we start. It's very simple, it's very non-rushed, and we just help you start putting together a plan. Now that plan can include helping you figure out what is gonna fit in a new place that you're moving to, packing those items, physically moving those items to your new place, completely unpacking your items and putting everything away, hanging your clothes in exactly the same order that they came out of in your closet, putting your kitchen back together very similar to the kitchen that you have now, obviously smaller kitchen, so you don't get to take all your stuff typically, but you can take the best things. We're gonna put your china cabinets back together the way, we're gonna plug everything in, we're gonna make sure your TV's working, your computer is working, all of your electronics and your toasters and your oven clock is set. We're gonna get you completely set up. And this typically happens unbelievably in a couple of days. Not the coming and meeting with you part, we'll give you as much time as you want. But once we get a move scheduled, day one is packing you, and you can be there for the whole process. You can watch us pack your things, and then day two is moving everything to your new place and unpacking it. So that's the first thing that we do. We can get you completely resettled somewhere. The second part of this is you can't take it all with you as much as you'd like to. Men usually have a hard time giving up their workshop and their tools, and women have trouble giving up their kitchens and their beautiful display cabinets and china cabinets. It's hard. It's not an easy thing. And depending upon which space you move into, you may be able to take all those things. But we will then come into your home, and everything that you had to leave behind, we can either donate it. If you want it all donated, we'll take care of all your donation. Or we can ship it to your family, whether they want it or not. We don't care if they want it, we're gonna ship it to them. And if they don't want it and you're respecting their wishes, good for you. We can then sell it for you if you'd rather have it sold. And there's all sorts of ways to get it sold. We can sell it in your home. We can pack it up and sell it outside of your home. But we're gonna leave you, at the end of all of this, your home is gonna be completely empty. We'll sweep, mop, vacuum, and wipe it down so that it's nice, neat, and tidy. Your realtors will love that. And if there's anything else that you can think of that is part of helping you get over the hump, we do that. That's our whole job, is to get you from, I don't know how I'm gonna get X done. We do that X, whatever that is. That is our job. And we have a lot of people to help, and we have moved just about everybody in here into the hacienda. So this is a beautiful community. You cannot go wrong. So many things going on, and such a beautiful community to live in. And I'm gonna be here after everyone's done talking, so you can ask me any questions at that time, unless you have a burning question right now. Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful. What does this cost?
Well, it really depends. It's a bargain.
Oh, yeah.
Considering everything that we do, it's a total bargain. Cheaper than hiring a mover, to come in and do it, and they're just gonna pick up the boxes you've packed and then drop all the boxes that you've packed. We sure do, yeah. Our consultations are free. We come out and give you estimates, and yeah. And we can work in budgets, we can work open-ended, but we give you an estimate. Yeah, so that's part of the first conversation or second conversation, somewhere along the line. Any other burning questions right now? Yes, sir.
Two homes, of people coming together for one home, one apartment or whatever here. How do you handle coming from two places?
Do it all the time.
What did he ask?
His question was, there's two people coming from two different homes into a single apartment here. And can we do that? And yes, we do that, absolutely.
Usually on the same day?
Yeah, typically, because we've got a pretty good plan in place. So we have two different teams working at two different homes. Obviously, we know what we were packing and moving in advance, and it all comes together here, absolutely. Yes, ma'am?
Do you come to Green Valley?
We absolutely come to Green Valley, yeah. Yeah, we're all of southern Arizona, so as far north as Arizona City and all the way to Rio Rico. So, well, and all the way to Sierra Vista and, you know, we're everywhere, so. It's, we started with just me and my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, and now we are a team that's about 62 people. So we've got a big team that can help you do whatever it is you need us to do. We are here for you. All right, and I'll take the rest of the questions. Okay, yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say, whoever came up with the idea, your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law, or you, I mean,
It's
fantastic.
it's all right.
I couldn't-
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It is still, after almost 13 years, such a pleasure, and such an honor, honestly. How, you know, what better job is there than helping people get to a better life? So, okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Tom.
Thank you, Sherri.
Welcome.
Caring Transitions is a franchise across the country. Sherri is the #1 franchise in the country and is actually the training base for other new franchisees that are coming on board, and she trains them. They do a fabulous job. I've got personal experience with my family who has used them before for moves, and it's fabulous. They take perfect care of you. They do estate sales also and have a following that I call cultish. It's cultish. They've got people who actually are stalking them, trying to find out what's coming on this weekend, and of course they won't let them know where until the night before for security reasons, but they take really good care of you. So thank you, Sherri. And something you don't know about Sherri is she just about a month ago finished a ride.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, a bike ride across the state of Iowa. How many miles?
467.
467 miles.
I cried a lot.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's, congratulations. That's good. Our team up here, you've met most of us. Jake and Lexi on the end there are a young couple with us that are not here today. But Jake didn't have a baby. Lexi had a baby, so they couldn't make it. But next up is one of you two. We got Amy and Annette over here are going to tag team and talk a little bit about how you sell houses.
Good, all right. Good morning, everyone. We'll plug here also, my mother's in the audience. She's a resident here and has been now for almost a year. So anyhow, she's back there as our #1 heckler. But anyhow, heckler. Yeah, and there she is. Yeah, she's welcome to come in. Anyhow, where we're going to start now in terms of understanding buyer behavior. And as you might have noticed in the news, et cetera, and in the market right now, things are still kind of in a flux in terms of where are we going. Interest rates have gone up, as we all know, but they've gone up compared to where they were 2 years ago, which were unprecedented. But again, we're getting back to what we say, quote unquote, a normal market. Understanding the buyer behavior, though, where buyers begin their search. Long ago, people would start with in the newspaper or signs in the yard, etc. But really, where buyers begin their search when you're thinking of selling your house is online. In fact, if you just go back 10 years from ago in history, you can see in terms of the progression where buyers are beginning their search versus where they did. So again, over 92% of the buyers now, when they begin their search of looking for homes, first place they go is online. And eventually, where buyers find their home, again, as I mentioned, long ago was from the newspaper ads, which is kind of a dying breed, but we're still advertising there. Home builders with their agent, okay? They're building their homes, friends and relatives, yard signs, real estate agent, but again, over half of the buyers actually find their home is online. And the reason we wanted to really showcase this is that's where we want to be when we go to list your home, in terms of really marketing where the buyers are. And that's a real strong online influence. How buyers look for their homes. Again, some of you might be familiar with the platforms of Zillow or Realtor.com or Trulia, etc. And those are all platforms, again, where people are showcasing their homes. So Long Realty, we have our again, our own website. But what we're doing also is taking that information that we would have on our website and pushing it out to all of these other platforms as well. So we want to be where the buyers are looking, so we don't miss a chance in terms of the buyer that's looking for just the right house. Oh, okay. And right now, as we have been for a long time, Long Realty is not only the #1 brokerage in Southern Arizona, but Long Realty Foothills office, which is where we're from here, are the #1 office in Southern Arizona. And as you can tell from the market share here, we're far larger and have far more market share than our next competitor or broker in the area. So again, another reason why, if you're choosing or thinking of selling your home, why it's so important to go with a broker that is going to be where the buyers are. Are you sure? Okay. 5 factors that are affecting the sale of your home. You might have heard of this too. Location, location, location. All right. Well, those are something that, again, is important that we can't do anything about. The financing, well, again, that is something that is out of our control, but in terms of interest rates, etc., things, again, are still in flux right now, but I think we're still kind of in the 5 percentage points right now, which is still very reasonable. Marketing, well, that's our job, and again, as I mentioned, we do a fabulous job in doing so. We want to be where the buyer is. So wherever it is that they're seeking to buy a house, we are marketing, advertising, etc. So we want to be, again, in front of the person that is looking for a house just like yours. Condition, well, that's your job, but that's why we're here to help you with that in terms of the condition of the house, and we're happy to come by and meet with you if you are thinking of selling, to maybe give you some ideas in terms of what might bring you the best value for the house, etc. Price, well, again, this is something else that we kind of would have a roundtable discussion based on where the market is these days in terms of what we think your house should be priced at. And again, it's a discussion, and ultimately it'll be your decision where you want to price the house, but we will give you all that information based on the latest comps, the latest market report, etc. So we're happy to meet with you. We have a wealth of information, and we'd love to sell homes and help buyers and sellers. Is that it?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Amy. And as far as meeting, we'd love to get into your house 6 months, even a year before you're ready to move, if you've got the time. And we do this for free. It's just a free consultation. It's good to get in there, look around, see what's going on in your house, what might be worth putting money into to get more value out of it, and what might not. Plus, you get to enjoy the amenities if you fix something up, maybe for a little while anyway. So it's good to get in early because we can help you. We can save you money, actually. We don't want to see you remodel your kitchen in most cases, because you're going to get about 50% of that cost back. Now, remodel your kitchen if you want to do it for yourself, to live there and enjoy it. But to resell it, you're going to spend more money than you make, and we don't want to do that. We want to do the easy things, the simple things, the inexpensive things that will make you a profit out of what you put into it. So we can look at that with our expertise and kind of help you get a better feel for where to go. So, do you have a question, sir?
Do you have access to people who can paint and do?
We sure do. In fact, I was going to mention this at the end. Let me mention it right now. Up here on the table is a brochure, businesses we know and trust. These are people who we use all the time. We got a little clout with them because we give them a lot of business, and it's really helpful to have people you know and trust. So grab one of those brochures. Plumbers, electricians, all the way up to lawyers and curing transitions, and people who we just know and trust and work with all the time. In fact, most everybody in there has worked with somebody on our teams, somebody on our team, and done their personal home. So we've had personal experience. In fact, I had one that we just took off there because I had personal experience and it didn't work out so well. So we're very particular. I want to talk about the real estate market. First, just let's look at what's going on locally here. This is the homes sold in Tucson. The yellow is this year, the gray is last year. And you can see that, we do have a seasonal market here, we know that. We sell more houses in the winter time, the springtime, and actually we sell more houses all the way up through June, because those are houses that a lot of we got a 30% less population in the summer, obviously, and people oftentimes are looking for a house all the way up through April, May. They buy the house, but it doesn't close until June, so our June closings are also pretty good. But you can see we're just a little bit behind last year, this year. The market has slowed down a little. We'll talk more about that. This is our sale to list price ratio. It's still a seller's market. We're still getting multiple offers, but we're not quite as good as we were back in May, where we peaked out at, you know, our asking price and our selling price. Our selling price was about 2% higher than our asking price on average in the Tucson MLS, multiple listing service. It's back down to 100% now. We're pretty much generally getting what we ask if we're asking the right price right now. So the market is still hot. It's still a seller's market. That's good for you people if you're selling. Buyers have been frustrated a lot last year. They are starting to get a little bit more flexibility now as a buyer. You know, it used to be you put a house on 3 months ago on the market and it was gone in 3 days over a weekend. With multiple offers, 5, 6, 7 offers. Now we're back down to where we're probably getting 1 or 2 offers and it's taking a couple weeks to sell a house. That's still extremely fast. It used to be, you know, a house would take 90 to 120 days. Now it's, you know, a couple weeks to a month at the most. So if it's priced right. So we're still very seller favored, but it's a lot better than it was, which is a plus for the buyers out there. Again, 20 days, average days on the market, that's how long it takes to get an offer. On an average, it's very definitely a seller's market, and 36% of the properties out there are sold over asking price. So you look at this, and we've gotten, you know, we added some things into this presentation today because there's a lot of rumors floating around out there. There's a lot of media presentations that are not doing true justice to what's really going on out there. People are running scared, and the media likes that because that keeps the viewership up, and all they're selling is viewership and advertising. They're not, they turned to entertainment rather than news, like it used to be when we were young. So just dispel a couple things and talk about what's truly going on. A lot of people remember history, short-term history, back to 2007, 2008. The market was going crazy like it has the last couple of years, and the market crashed, right? And went down 30% plus in Tucson, 40% plus in Phoenix. So it was a terrible time for everything. Caused the Great Recession. And people think, okay, our prices have been going up sky high, we're going to have the same thing, a crash is coming up. And I've heard a lot of buyers say, I'm just going to wait for the crash, and I'd say, good luck with that, you're going to wait a long time. All the gurus I read, and I read a lot of gurus, a lot of economists, they all say that's not happening with this slowdown. And the reason is, if you look over here, in 2007, 2008, we had 3 things happening that we do not have today. We had very low down payments. And today we've got very high down payments. Half of our sales the last year and a half have probably been cash. So there's a lot of cash out there. Most people have been putting 20% down. FHA loans were a 3.5% down payment, or 3% if you were a first-time home buyer. You couldn't even get a house in the last year with an FHA loan because they had some peculiarities with them that just weren't allowing. Buyers or sellers were not accepting those loans. So we got high down payments now, which means we got a whole lot of equity in our house right now. And if you remember, we had foreclosures and everything back then. Well, the foreclosures were caused by the low down payment, no equity in the house. And if somebody had to move, they got transferred out of town or something, they had no choice but to just either short sell or foreclose on their house because they didn't have enough equity in it to even pay to sell it and come out of the profit. Now we are exactly the opposite. We had flexible mortgage rates back then. Now we've got really good, first of all, very low mortgage rates, even still, and they're we've been mostly 30-year fixed rates and that sort of thing. And then we had a tremendous oversupply. In 2007 and 8, we had 4 times as many properties on the market as we have today. 4 times, actually a little over that. So today we don't have a lot of supply. That's what's causing our prices to still go up, and they are still going up. It's a totally different environment. So we're not going to see a housing crash. We're not in a housing
Here's the estimated home prices actually for, this year, 9.3%, and somewhere around high 3s to 4% for the next 4 years after that. So the good news is you missed the, bad news is you missed the big rush of, multiple offers and all that. But the good news is your house is gonna take a little longer to sell, but you're gonna still make more money than you would have if you sold it last year. It's just going up slowly from now on, and that's healthy. We need that to keep our economy healthy as we can, and that sort of thing. So we don't see any negative housing prices or housing values going down in the next 5 years, 4 years. Recession, we've all heard that mentioned by the media, and yeah, there probably is a recession coming. The last statistic I saw yesterday, economists are saying about 50% chance of a recession in the next year. I think it's a little higher than that, but it's coming, probably. But the recession doesn't mean bad house prices. Everybody remembers this recession, the Great Recession, with a 20% dip nationally in housing prices. But look what happened in the last 6 of them. Six, okay. We had one with a slight decrease, and the rest of them were positive increases in housing prices. And we're going to see that this time too. As the chart just said, we're probably going to see a 4% increase in housing prices through whatever happens as a recession. So good news there. But a recession does mean falling interest rates. Every recession we've seen has had some sort of interest rate reduction. And we've had the media talking about how high the interest rates are. Well, how many in here think 5.5% is high? Yeah. But it is a big deal for our younger millennials, and millennials are doing most of the buying right now. It is a big deal for them because they've never seen anything over 3.5%, and that was held down artificially by the government. So we're back to normal rates now. We've got to get people used to it, but they will get used to it, and that will happen. But what has happened through every recession is interest rates have fallen again. Our interest rates were up to about a high of 6%, maybe just a hair over 6%. As early as recent as 3 weeks ago, they're back down to the mid to high 5% now, and the gurus I read, and when I say gurus, I'm really talking the economists that I study, they're all looking at this interest rate probably stabilizing in the low 5s to the high 4s in the times ahead. And this is our weekly mortgage rates. If you look, this is January 1st, so this is for this year, how the mortgage rates have climbed, 3.2%, that's pretty darn good, 3.2. But now in the orange on the right side there, we are at 4.99 or 5%. So 5% again is a fabulous interest rate, and people will be used to that real quick. And that should drop down according to most of the economists very soon. So what I've done, we've done actually at Tucson Homes team, we put together a booklet here, and this booklet has this information and a lot more in it that talks about all these little spear points that the media is out there doing. We want our people to be informed, to know what's going on in the world. We want them to understand the truth, because the truth, the Bible says the truth will set you free, so it will. So we want to make sure you've got the truth in your hands. So, Brittany, you want to pass those out? We've got one for everybody. Take them. There's just good information in there. There's also a current housing report that talks about the Tucson market, but a lot of good information about what's going on in all these facets that the media is trying to steer us with. So take that. Also up here on the front table is the downsizing or right-sizing made easy brochure. So grab these if you want on the way out a little bit more information of what Sherri talked about. And now if I could get you all, the rest of my team, to join me here, we'll just take questions, question and answer time. So ask away, and whoever's the smartest here gets the answer. That's probably Sherri.
Please ask your questions.
Yeah. Any questions? Any comments?
Busy getting your books.
Yes, sir.
When a house is sold, how long before everything happens, escrow, whatever?
Excellent question. He's asking, what's the timing? When a house is sold, how long before, everything happens, escrows and all that? So
Just run through it real quick. So you get we put the house on the market, we get offers, and you review the offers. Once you find one you really like, or we'll negotiate back and forth, whichever, we need to do. Once we get to where you're comfortable with the offer and all that, that will begin a 10-day inspection period. The buyer gets to inspect your house, needs to inspect your house, and we and you want them to. They'll pay for it. They'll have an inspector come in probably for about 4 hours or half a day sometime, and he'll actually be a generalist. He'll look at everything in the house, including your HVAC system, your plumbing, your electric. He's not looking for cosmetic things like the paint on the wall and stuff like that. He's looking for structural issues or systems in your house that aren't working. And he'll give them a real nice report. Most of his reports are probably about 30, 40 pages. And it's not always bad things in there. It's just a lot of information about the house. But he'll give them some good information. At the end of that period, they'll come back to us and ask, maybe for some repairs. We don't have to do any repairs, so we will negotiate that if you want to, and if you don't want to, we move on. So that's a 10-day period. It takes about 30 days to 45 days for them to get their loan if they're getting a loan. So if they're getting a loan in the house, we're probably going to be 5 to 6 weeks in closing from the time you have an accepted offer until it closes. You need to be out of the house on the closing day, and we recommend be out a day or two early during transition. Move you a day or two early, so we got time to get the house cleaned up and presented for the new buyer. And we will help you with everything and anything you need. So if there's repairs, we've got a team that actually will take care of those repairs and help you with them. You got to pay for them. Sorry about that, but we will get you prices. We'll help you with all that. We want to make, just like Caring Transitions does, we want to make this move simple for you. We want to see you not have to do any of the work. We'll take care of it for you and help. So we'll manage that. So yes, Jim.
One question we get asked often is, should I plan to sell my house before I move in, or should I wait to sell it till after I move in? What's
great? Did you all hear that? Should we sell before we move or after we move into Hacienda? Well, it's up to you. We like to, it's actually easier on you and a little bit easier for us, but mostly easier on you to move in here first, if you can afford to do that, and then sell your house afterwards, because then you don't have to, take off, leave the house when people come to look at it. Don't have to worry about your things, your items in there that somebody might be looking at or something. So it's easier if you move first and sell the house later, but we've done it both ways all the time. So it's really totally up to you. We'll discuss that with you to see what's best. And,
It's really easier if you move.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot
On
easier.
you, actually.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What about items for staging and stuff, if you move?
And that can speak to that. What about items for staging?
So, what we've done is, depending on how much you're able to, I don't wanna say declutter, but, minimize your belongings, we can take photos prior to you officially moving out, and then you clear out. We also have some soft staging that we do. We don't do full-on staging, but we will put towels in the bathroom and some items on the bathroom counters, soften the feel of the home. We do have some chairs and some small furniture that we can put in just for the photographs. But as far as the staging, we can do that prior to you leaving. We do that all the time.
Good question.
Yeah.
Are you saying that it's fine to try to sell your house when it's pretty much empty?
Yes, we can.
Is it better to be staged or empty?
Well, again, it depends on the home and the size, but we do a lot of soft staging. We actually have a team member that will come out to the house, and she'll put cookbook on the countertop. She'll hang a few pictures, no nails or anything like that, but she'll hang up some pictures and put pillows in the rooms and some chairs, and we do have a table and a few small items. So if the house looks a little too bare, that will be the team will make a decision on what we need to do to stage the home.
Let me add something to that. So also, and we do that staging, or what we call accessorizing, actually, we'll do that for free, that's a part of our service. However, if you've got really contemporary, good-looking, up-to-date furniture, which some of us do and some of us don't, you know, some of us got our, you know, grandmother's
Got my
furniture
grandma's.
still, yeah, Sherri says our grandma's furniture, so if you've got that in there, it's probably better to get it out for the pictures and let us do the soft staging or the accessorizing. If you've got very nice furniture, very tasteful, we'll probably just come in, declutter before you move, get our pictures then, and then you can move if you want, that's okay. The house will sell empty. We'll still put our soft staging in. It'll sell just fine empty, but it just depends on what you got and what space. Now, if it's a gigantic house, I'm talking 5,000 square foot type house, and you've got big rooms, sometimes those need to have some furniture in them to show well, so that's a different setup, and we'll talk about that.
I might mention, we have a professional photographer that takes incredible photos of your home. So, whether it has minimal furniture or all your furniture, your home will look beautiful in a photograph picture.
Yes.
I have heard of a couple instances of people liking the furniture in the home so much that they want it.
Well, do you want it?
Well, if you don't want it, then you negotiate that separately, or?
It's totally separate, that would be a bill of sale. You do not want to pay a commission on your furniture
Yeah.
to us.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it would be a
We can
private
help you
sale.
with that too. We often get involved there and we figure out what your furniture is worth, and then
That's good.
they can
Okay.
The carrying transitions.
carrying transitions can negotiate with
But,
the.
yeah, they can help you with the price. We will help you with, you know, the negotiating it, so we can negotiate that for you.
Right.
With the buyer, and, if you wanna get rid of some furniture, it's the best way to do it if you can.
And also, is there any distinction between closing and date of possession? In
That's a
other
good
words,
question.
Could you
The distinction
negotiate if you're
between,
not ready to move until X date down the road?
okay, the distinction between closing, recording, possession.
So that's a really great question, because a lot of times sellers, they're so involved in the move and the negotiations of repairs that they forget the day of closing is on the contract, the day it's presented to you. So on that day, you have to make sure that that date works for you. That can also be a negotiation. If they wanna close on September 30th and that date does not work for you, we have to address that up front. Now, like Tom mentioned, you want to try to be out at least 1 to 2 days prior to that date. The reason being is the buyer will have to do a final walkthrough, so all your possessions need to be out so they can do a final walkthrough and make sure the house is in substantially the same condition as the date that they made the offer. Now, the closing date on the contract will be the date it just simply records into the new homeowner's name. That is the date that the possession switches to the new buyer. So that date is really important, and always remember a day or two before is really your target date to be completely out of the house.
And you get your money when?
When you close on recording date, the date that is listed on the contract. So that's really important that you check the date and make sure the date works for you. Because they're presenting you an offer, and you can respond through a counter offer if it doesn't work for you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does, but can you ever negotiate so you can pay rent?
Yes.
Yes, I'm doing that right now with a client, as a matter of fact. It's called a post possession. So we're closing, and I have clients in the same position where they need to have an estate sale. So we're closing on August 22nd, but we've agreed that they are not going to vacate the home until August 31st. However, that does become a little bit of a risk to a buyer because they can't do their final walkthrough.
Right.
So not all buyers are willing to do that, so that has to be
But,
negotiated.
yeah, so that's negotiated, and we can negotiate that for you, and we have very successfully many times. Most don't do it that way, but it does happen, and if it's necessary, yes, definitely.
What is the approach to exotic plants that one might have?
Exotic
For the
plants?
Yeah.
Exotic plants, that's a Sherri question.
Exotic plants are awesome. If you wanna take them, we can move them, but if you wanna sell them, we can sell them for a lot.
There you go.
So, you know, they're not that hard to move. We move plants for people all the time. Or we can sell them, either way. In this market, outdoor furniture and plants, we can sell those things, you know, year round. People want them. They pay big dollars for them, more than you paid for them. It's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, that's a good market to be in.
So what about if someone wants the dog? You know,
We
they're
have
not
that.
your dog, they don't want their dog.
They better take the
I'll take it.
Better take the dog.
Take the dog.
Amy will take it, she's
Yeah.
a dog lover.
Me too.
Those are
Anybody
good
else?
questions. Anybody
Well,
have another?
Thank you. We'll be around after the event here, so June, we thank you so much, and we'll stick around. If you have questions, stop up and see us.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Thank you so much. Great information as always. A couple of little points I wanted to bring up. We call it right sizing, right? We don't call it downsizing.
Right sizing.
One of our new members here came up with another term that I think you're gonna love, deacquisitioning. Deacquisitioning, which I thought was perfect.
Pretty cool.
And that same person, very clever, said, it's better to move 2 years early than 10 minutes too late.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, with that, I would like to thank you all for being here today, and that means to me, your presence means to me, that you are taking the time to take charge of your future by planning it ahead of time and taking those necessary steps to learn about your options, to get the right people on your team, and to know where you're going. So we appreciate that. A couple of events coming up that I want to make sure you are aware of in case you would like to attend. We have next week our very popular resident panel discussion right here in this room. That is where members of the Hacienda sit right up here and take questions from the audience. Every time it's different questions, great answers, candid answers from people who have been through what you're starting to go through now. So that's very valuable. Let us know if you would like to attend that. Taste of the Hacienda at the River. How many people have heard about the Hacienda at the River, our sister campus? We have a couple of depositors here. That community is opening up in the next month. And if you haven't seen it and you're looking for a large apartment, which we don't have any left of here, take a look. They're having an event down there, Taste of the Hacienda, on the 31st of this month. And then in September, at both locations, we are offering a presentation on retirement living options. At these presentations, we really get into why people make these decisions to leave their beloved home, or their beloved view, and all their beloved things to come to a community such as this. Doesn't have to be this community, but there's a lot of reasons why people do it, and we'll get into that in detail. So if you're interested in any of those, see me. If you're interested in questions from this amazing team, see them. Some of our members are here. If you have questions for them, ask them. And we still have refreshments, so stick around and help yourselves. Thanks for coming, everyone.